I would like to bring my son back to life for the court over the next couple of seconds. Talk about what kind of man he was. Charlie was the opposite of the violence that took his life. Charlie was kind, gentle, empathetic, caring human being. He built for the world with his hands, with his heart.
Today, the man who pulled the trigger during a deadly downtown nightclub shooting was handed a 70-year sentence. Jawan Carroll was convicted on 9 counts of murder and attempted murder.
Carroll claimed self-defense for the shooting last year on the sidewalk outside of the Monarch nightclub in Minneapolis last year. The incident killed 2 people. Fox 9's Paul Bloom has been closely following the case and was in the courtroom today. He joins us live tonight with details on this. Paul?
Karen and BC, in fact, I met Charlie Johnson's family just days after this deadly shooting. You may remember his story, 21 years old, University of St. Thomas graduate, out celebrating that weekend when he was in the wrong place, wrong time, struck by a stray bullet. So 19 months later now, his family's long journey through the criminal justice system came to an end today. But as you heard from his father there is no joy, just continued pain and grief.
So we're all left wondering why. We've seen how he was murdered, but we're left wondering why, and there's no explanation for that. It's just senseless.
Charlie Johnson's father, Greg, poured out his heart during his victim impact statement on Friday. Johnson referring to the videos capturing the deadly encounter that ended with his son's death, an innocent victim struck by a stray bullet fired by Jawan Carroll. Carroll and an armed rival by the name of Christopher Jones had gone toe-to-toe, spraying bullets on a packed downtown Minneapolis sidewalk as panicked crowds ran for their lives. Jones was also killed, more than half a dozen injured in the mass shooting. A jury found Carroll guilty on 9 counts of murder and attempted murder. The state framing the case as out-of-control gang violence asked Hennepin County District Court Judge Paul Scoggin to sentence the 25-year-old to more than 100 years in prison. Carroll continued to maintain to the very end that he only fired in self-defense to protect himself from Jones.
I believe the jurors wanted to set an example rather than actually following what the law states. In this way, I feel our system has completely failed me, and even worse, my family. It makes me wonder if I should have just let Mr. Jones carry out his attempt on my life and others' safety.
All I can say is I think you hopped on that train years before and it finally crashed. And it's just terribly tragic that it crashed in such a spectacular fashion. But that train was going years before and you were on it.
And Judge Scoggin there referencing a violent gang lifestyle that Carroll chose to invest in. One final moment I got to share from outside the courtroom today. Jawan Carroll's mother actually approached the Johnson family, extended her hand for a handshake, apologizing on behalf of her son. The Johnsons telling her there in that moment they were just not ready for that. As for the sentence, it's about 70 years in prison. Given in Minnesota, a defendant will do 2/3 of that time in prison. Jawan Carroll would be eligible for supervised release right around his 70th birthday. We're live in downtown Minneapolis. Paul Bloom, Fox 9.